Ladies and gentlemen, sit back, put your feet up. It's time for the Other Three Amigos podcast with Declan McCormack, Wayne Mullins, and Dan.
Three lads, one podcast.
On this week's episode of the Other Three Amigos podcast, I do a toe tap investigates into the secret garden. We discuss City promoting supporters buses. Dickie goes dogging out in Gween. There's another golf event. We have the KFC review, the Limerick preview. We go to the mailbag, and he's back. All of this and more on this week's episode of the Other Three Amigos podcast.
It's amazing how you can speak right to my heart.
Do we just play the whole song?
I'm taking it.
I'd say play it all.
Post on that one.
It's
a beautiful song, isn't it? All right, we can finish it off later.
Okay.
You can play out with it.
This
Do
is
you know what I mean?
the
No, hang on. Just one more. It's a little bit. Here when you don't say a thing. All right. Sure. We're all happy. We're all happy.
Oh my God. You have to go on now.
Will I finish it so, will I?
You have to go for the...
All right, Kristen.
The smile on your face lets me know that you need me. There's a truth in your eyes.
It's just beautiful.
You'll never leave me. The touch of your hand says you'll catch me wherever I fall.
Come on, Dan.
Even though I can't sing.
Say it best
When you score lots of goals.
It's just so beautiful, isn't it?
Well, why did you play that? Why did you play that?
Why did I play it? Why wouldn't I play it? It's a beautiful song.
Yeah, true. This is the Other Three Amigos podcast, season 4, episode 48, episode 223 in total. A reminder, we are on Patreon, patreon.com/totap, where you can join us for a $5 per month. And if you want to help the pod out a little bit more, but you're still going to get the same amount of shit, you can throw us a tenner if you like. Be sure to retweet the pod, as it's so important to help us grow. Decky, you really guilt-tripped the toe tappers into retweeting the last week, I felt, when I was this in the back. Look, you called them out in it. You called them out in it.
Then we should do it every week. We still didn't get that many retweets on it, so I don't think it'll work. But
Dickie thinks you're rubbish. Even likes work and help us out. The proud sponsor of Jack Doherty's boots at £200 for a merry amount at the moment. Declan McCormack, I was already chatting to you. How are you getting on? No last Damas this week. What's the story there?
Sorry, Dan.
Did I do a Ron Burgundy just because it's in the doc?
I just forgot to edit it. Sorry.
I did a Ron Burgundy on it.
We know what you weren't listening to on the bus home anyway, Dan.
Do you know what? I actually had it open on Spotify in the background. I was about to do some work, and then I just forgot to hit play on it. Genuinely.
You're always listening to Ruairi Keating, weren't you?
Always. Wayne Mullins.
Yes.
How are you getting on?
Oh, I'm good this week. After that,
now that I'm back,
news. Where were you, Dan? I saw a lot of photographs of you mauling the face off
young ones,
lovely
young
ladies
ones.
in nightclubs.
Yes, videos went
multiple on the same night.
Viral. Yeah. It's mad. I think this other current one at the moment, it's viral. I got your man to take the first one down anyway, because the girl was understandably freaking out the first time. So I messaged him and asked him, lad, just take it down. So he did, to be fair to him. But I was sitting on about 45,000 views, I think, and 2,500 shares. This one that's up at the moment, there's a full-on page called Shifting with Dan. Then the caption is Shifting with Dan Casey. And that has 150,000 views. That amount of people want to see
Facebook or TikTok or something.
It's on TikTok. I was thinking that's more than double people who got into the fucking in there yesterday.
But is this a randomer taking a picture? Or do you know who it is?
Yeah, it was randomer. It was randomers.
I'm telling you, back in the day, if a randomer started taking pictures of me on a rare occasion of that happening, I would have absolutely lost my rag.
Yeah, but I can't lose my rag then, because then they'll throw up me losing the rag.
Different world, Wayne. Different world. I mean, Dan is an international media personality. He just walks around nightclubs shifting random women.
I can see why the players spent as much time as they did in there last year, to be fair.
Like gone
He's
are the
like
days,
Ron
in the old days, when Damien Streenan was involved and he was like the local correspondent for Toe Tap, and now we've got a world, mad.
He's like
Yeah,
Ron
he's,
Jeremy, no, by around the nightclubs of Cork. I presume it was Cork, was it? Or was it somewhere else?
No, it was a secret garden. It was a secret garden.
Enrique, I mean, it's the greatest place on the planet, obviously. I don't think I've ever been in there, and I'm past it, but it's obviously the greatest spot on the planet. And Dan does Ron Jeremy impressions in the secret garden, huh? How bad? How bad? Do you know who Ron Jeremy is, Dan?
He's or was a porn star, wasn't he?
He was back in the day. He was the most famous one back in the day.
Did you watch his content?
No, just know the name.
Big fan.
It's like
David
one of those
Gonzalez.
things, like, do you know, like everybody knows, I don't know, Beyonce, but I'd never listened to her music. It's the same.
Yeah. Fair
Beyonce and Ron
fair.
Jeremy, they're basically the same person.
Well, did you miss me when I was gone for the week anyway?
I did. Like, we went on for an hour and 40 minutes. It was so much fun that I didn't even realise it. So maybe it should be the Decky and me show, like. Maybe
I
Dan
didn't think
is...
it was that great. I didn't think it was that listen to it now. Usually I
didn't
kind
think
of
it was
enjoy
great
him when I'm
either,
not on him. Usually I enjoy him more when I'm not on him. But I was like, geez, lads, what great.
We flat it, didn't we? To be fair, we did. I remember saying, like, I can't believe this is an hour and 40 minutes. This is terrible. We're going to lose people now.
What was wrong with Decky's mic as well? It sounded shit.
He's in the car, sure.
Is this the studio now for the next while?
We should speak about it, Decky, because people are going to wonder why you sound like you're in a porn star's room on a casting couch.
With Beyonce.
With Beyonce. Is it a threesome, is it? Oh, whatever you're into.
Casting coach, Jesus Christ almighty. They're all. Anyway, yeah, I have some internet issues again, so I'm in the car, on the phone. Basically, that's it. Like, I mean, and all that more. Hopefully, they'll be
just the
sorted
phone
in
mic.
the next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the phone mic. Yeah, I don't have the pro mic. So
Can you
unfortunately,
plug your mic into your phone, I wonder, Decky, could you?
can you ask, where do you think I have it plugged, if you don't mind me asking?
No, I mean your actual mic, your up your arse, obviously. No, I mean your mic, your home mic. No? Okay.
No chance. No chance.
Right. No more GA corner either. Sad
Just
day.
one, can I end it? Can I have one last point of GA corner and end it on this?
No,
In the last 40
don't.
years of the All Ireland, Cork are joint top as losing the most All Irelands at 12.
I don't
What's happening
care.
there, Dan? Just saying it.
No.
And with
Bottlers,
that, we
left-
end GA corner.
bottlers.
With that, we just end it. Bye.
Under 20s lost 2-0 to the Wexicans. Under 17s drew 2-2. Waterford lost on pens 3-1. That was the Mark Farron Cup. Have Pats away in their next fixture. Under 15s beat Drogheda 1-0. Under 14s had no game. Amputee team had no game. Dicky, our women's team, were in action over the weekend. They had a draw against Shamrock.
It's it. They drew away to Shamrock Rovers 1-1. Unlucky to concede an 88th minute equaliser. It was a great free kick in from Leo O'Leary, but the ball just bounced and hit Joy Rad. I don't know if she knew much about it, but it found its way into the back of the net. Nothing City's keeper Una could do about it. But, you know, good result. If you listen to Last Davis, you'll hear my full thoughts on the whole thing. Let's just say they're probably
sure,
not
no one's
very...
going to listen to it
they're
anyway.
They're not very pro Shamrock Rovers. But anyway, yeah. No, Last Davis has very good listenership, Dan. Thanks for inquiring. We're delighted with the numbers.
Go on, Wayne.
Can we talk about the Cork City goal, or do we just pretend that never happened?
Oh, you can, by all means, feel free to talk about it.
Does anyone think that was horrendously close to being a complete mess? Like,
I don't think it was
that
horrendously
the finish
close. I
never
think
got near the ball. Like, there was no keeper.
Yeah, keeper's out of action. It's a back pass from inside Shamrock Rovers' own half.
Yeah.
In Cork City's half, back in, clean beats the keeper
Like,
to it, and just
nearly
Hennessy
messes
stops
it
it
up.
home. But look, it's like...
Okay,
Oh,
we're
I ended
ignoring
up
it.
in
Okay,
the
let's move on. So,
No, it's not like...
no, it's fine. If you want to treat it that way, look, I'm not part of Las Damas. I just like to treat goals with equality. And if you're going to just gloss over the fact that it was a complete nutter, you know what? Let's move on. Let's go to Commie Watch.
Can we even play Call Me Watch now? We can't even...
Call Me Watch with Ivan Draco on the Other Three Amigos podcast.
Well, you can't even get in the full commie spirit after them bring Keating back, can you, really?
But you know what? We're allowed to be positive. This is the thing we've been battering the club with for 4 years, that when something good happens, we will be positive. The problem was nothing really has been positive through the last 4 years. So now, Call Me Watch is basically like, really, when the Berlin Wall came down, or when Gorbachev was left, or Yeltsin took over. This is what we're at a situation now where it's Boris Yeltsin. You know, am I right?
I have no idea who Boris Yeltsin is.
Yeltsin was
we're looking at 1990. Oh, jeez. Oh, Boris Yeltsin is. Oh, my God. Okay, he was the fella before Putin, after Gorbachev, basically.
He was constantly drunk. He landed on a plane above Shannon Airport.
Can we just clarify? That's the point I'm making. And the point I'm making is it's the rise of Russia and good things. I'm not saying anyone is... Jackie, this is on you now if we get assistance at her, right?
I'd stop now if I were you anyway when you talk about the rise of Russia.
It's not me, it's you. I've said this is the rise of Russia. This is positive.
It is. It's more the fall of communism is the way I would come at it rather than the rise of Russia.
And funnily enough, the Russian anthem is the exact same tune to the Soviet Union anthem, so we're good. We keep going.
Very fair. Well, look, Keating is back, lads.
Oh, that's lovely.
Decky, you kind of half... I think did you fully predict it or half predict it anyway a few weeks back? I remember you doing it.
To be fair, no, I didn't. Like, all I've said the last 3 or 4 weeks is the Keating to Cork City stories are not going to go away or won't go away, but I genuinely thought it would be a next window. Look, I think Ruairi Keating was never really 100% gone on leaving Cork City, to be fair to him. But obviously there was an offer came from Pats that we all know was very, very good, and he took it, and I don't think it worked out for him up there. I don't think he particularly enjoyed it, especially from the time Stephen Kenny came in. We can't come on here in a week and say, oh, Ruairi Keating wants out of St. Pat's. Like, that would be irresponsible of us and wouldn't be fair to Rory, like, you know. But look, the club made it happen. I'm stunning news when it came out yesterday. Absolutely stunning, because as I said, this window would have closed and I would have been quite comfortable in a couple of weeks' time saying I'm almost certain Ruairi Keating will be back at Cork City in January. The fact that it happened in this window was, as I said, stunning, and it's brilliant and it's fantastic from the club. And whatever happened towards the end of last week that made it happen, brilliant. I mean, was it the fact that Rory was on the bench in the European game on Thursday night and he didn't see any minutes, and was that the final straw? You know, who knows? But you know it was late, and you know it was late in the window happening because City weren't in a position to get him down and take photographs with the jersey and everything else. And so when it was announced and when Rory's quote was put out and things like that, you know, it was all done without pictures of him in the jersey and that. And look, the Mick Ring video, I think, was brilliant with Mick doing the number and the name and the rest of it. It's a good way around it. But I think the fact that there was no publicity shots being able to be collected by the club shows that it was a late developing thing at the end of the window. As I said, it's fantastic, and it's something every City fan wanted to see, would love to see. I think just to put a slightly negative twist on it, because I can't do that. This can't be the end. It's not the final piece. It's the first piece, you know. And we saw Rory was in our last Premier Division team last season. He was in the team that got relegated. So we know we have to put better players around him now than we did put around him the last time out. And if we do that, we've solved our number 9 issue. I think it's something we wanted. We now have a 9 who can play in the Premier Division. We're not testing a guy out. We're not experimenting. There's none of that. Like, he loves the club. You can see from his statement, he loves the club. The fans and the club love him. So it's, and I often say, don't go back, but he's only gone 6 months. You know, It's almost like he broke a leg or something. You know, it's kind of the same kind of thing. And like, Keats is coming back now from his injury. We now have, what is it left? 12 games, is it? You get to pair himself and Jack Doherty and see how that partnership works. And Tim gets time to work those things out. And Tim goes in, and I presume it's a big boost for Tim Clancy. I presume no Tim is here next year. He also got Sean Murray. He got 2 of his wishes for this window. So you presume Tim is bouncing now as well. And he now gets this time to try things out and experiment if he wants to experiment, as I said, with that Ruairi Keating or coffee behind, whatever way he wants to do and try things out. He has 12 games to do it, which gives him a huge advantage over having to do it in pre-season next year as well, So I say it again, fantastic from the club, fantastic from Dermot Usher, from Ian Buckley, from whoever else is involved in these things. And as Scotty said, listen, look at the fan base yesterday, look at the social media yesterday. When good shit happens, the fans react in utter and absolute positivity. Just keep giving the fan base positive news stories, and they will react with love and admiration for the club and for the people involved in the club, as we all will, So it's great news, it's fantastic news, but as I said, it's actually the starting point, it can't be the end point. And I hope everybody does actually realise that, which I presume they do.
Wayne, what are you most excited about his return?
Well, I think Decky's kind of said it all. I think he's going to add 1,000 onto the gate next week.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'd say more.
That's 8-9 grand in the pocket, so he's already going to be paying for himself. I didn't think it would happen this season. I didn't think it would happen next season. I just never thought it would. I said, why would he? He's in Dublin. He was born there, or he lived there for a while. But I'm stunned. I'm delighted, because I don't think he's going to be a 20-goal-a-year striker. I think he'll get 10, 15. But I think what he brings is just the buzz. He gets it. He understands it. The fans love him. He loves the fans. And I just think it's something we needed. And he's filled a massive hole that we've had. And fair play to whoever was involved. Tim Clancy, the manager, is the one who has to sign it over. Dermot Usher has the one to sign it for the club side. So fair play to everyone. But as Dickie says, it's a start. It has to be more. We need more. And it doesn't mean bringing in people like Sean Maguire or Gary Buckley. We need to also branch out. But if you can get the players in, I think it was Trevor Carey said this is probably the easiest one we could have got, considering what was going on in the background. Because everyone kind of did know, but no one really truly knew when it was going to happen. To happen this before the window is unbelievable. So I'm just excited. I can't wait to go to a game and watch him play, because it's just someone who gets it. You know what I mean? There's not this. He'll just get stuck in and he'll throw himself about. He'll score goals, and he might score for 4 games, but he could score a hat trick in the space of 20 minutes. And that's what we need. That's what we're missing. The buzz, the crack, the kind of,
Yeah,
That's what I think. I'm just delighted.
He was the shining light of a shit season last year. Dick, you were going to say
I think it's the anticipation, Dan, in what might happen. Because at the moment, I think we feel like, as I can only speak for myself, but I presume a lot of fan base, you're watching a game and there's no anticipation that a goal could be scored at any time, because you just don't believe, that we're kind of capable. Whereas with Keating back in the side, I think even if he's playing poorly or even if he's not having a great game, you still always believe that if something breaks his way, he's going to finish it and he will score. And that anticipation keeps you involved in the game, and it keeps you intrigued about what's happening on the pitch. And look, I've said for a long time, a decent 9 solves a lot of the issues that this team has. We're about to find out if I was right or wrong, because have somebody who can play with their back to goal, who loves to run in behind. I think in the first division, he's not going to get an opportunity to run in behind much. I think there would be more back to goal in that. And that's why I'm saying Jack Doherty was so good when Wilson Waweru last year at Cove, when Waweru was filling that role. Now that we have somebody who can, look, he's better running in behind than he is with his back to goal. There's no doubt about that. But in the first division, as we saw 2 years ago, he's well capable of doing it. And if we get players running off him and we get bodies around him, it should be so much better for the last 12 games than it has been so far. When he's obviously fit and he's raring to go. So let's have at it. See what we do.
Like if we're 1 down to Derry with 10 minutes to go, and you've got Cahill on one side, you've Doherty in the middle, you've Keating up front and Dykesfield, you've got pace, you've got the skill, and you've got the unexpected, and you've Keating up front. I would not lose faith in getting a goal in the last 10 minutes. And that's what we needed. And I'm very excited now. I'm really excited.
I mean,
Buzz is back, lads.
It now feels we could go on a cup run. At least we can give Derry something to worry about.
We're going to Europe, Dan. We're going to Europe. Simple.
Come on, Dickie, will you get into it a small bit?
This is what
Dickie,
the pod could be like
head.
if we had this kind of news every time. Imagine going to Europe and going to Cyprus. We're going to Europe next season, lads. It's written in the stars. for the man to come back.
I love your
If he did, I'd go shifting him.
There, get in line, buddy.
Can I just say, Dan, before you move on, just about the cup thing that you mentioned there, it would be hugely ironic in that he did not play for St. Pat's against Derry in the first round, and Pats were beaten 3-0. He now will play for Cork City in the second round against Derry. If he was to get a winner and Cork City were to beat Derry in Turner's Cross with Keating scoring, the irony would be off the chart.
Can you imagine the shade if that happens? Oh,
yeah, the irony. I mean, St. Pat's would be somewhat unimpressed, I would imagine. But like all the rest of them, like, you know, it's not our problem.
But do you think he will increase attendances by 1,000 for the rest of the season on his own? Because people will be watching out. What are they going to do for next season? I think
initially, I think it will. I think he'll put bums in seats, and like we're away to Treaty. Derry then there's a league game before Derry, isn't there? Trying to think it's against Athlone, the second team. So you already have the top two. Now you have Keating's return against Athlone. If he goes out that night, he scores, and he plays well, and we win 2-0 or we win 3-1, whatever it might be. Those people will come back because Jesus, that was a great game, that was a great performance. Keating was brilliant. I want to go see that again. So Scotty's right. He could actually pay for himself between here and the end of the season by just putting extra bums on seats. And we should just say as well, to be fair to Rory, he wanted to come back. Like it's not, he got a great deal and us like he didn't. Like it's not that he didn't. I don't know what kind of a deal he got. Like, but all I've been told is that he clearly took a pay cut from when he was on at St. Pat's. Obviously, Pat's facilitated that by some form of a payoff or whatnot. That's their own person. But the point I'm making is that he wants to be here, and he wanted to be here, and he facilitated that happening by coming within.
Why do you think he wants
budget.
to be here so much? What do you think it is?
Do you know, sometimes you just feel at home. Do you know that, Scott? And it can be in any job. Like, you know, like my wife has worked in her job, for example, for 18 years since she left college. Has never moved, you know, because she just loves it and she just feels at home and things. Whereas I've skipped and hopped and jumped a good bit, like in my time. So I think sometimes you just find a club and you find a fan base that loves you, supports you, gives you everything, like, and he gives everything back in the pitch and he gets it back, and it's very hard to replicate that bond, like, you know. And imagine if you're a footballer and it's your game, like, and you have that love, and they chant your name every Friday night, and you know they tell you they love you, and like it must be impossible to replicate that when you go somewhere else and it doesn't work out, and you know probably don't get on with the manager or whatever it might be. Like, you know, it's, you know, we all want to be loved.
Jesus, very very profound.
I feel like crying, to be honest with you.
Wayne, what do you think it is? It was a special bond though between like him and the fans last year.
Pat Morley left us in 1997, 6, went to Shells, came back, and it was never the same. It was just never the same. Keating left, and it's instant love again. It's just like, do you know when you remember a holiday back when you were like 15, 16, and it was the best year of your life kind of thing, and then you reminisce back, and it's like, oh, that's love. It's like that back again. You know, it's like the 2 years of amazingness, and it's just pure love with a football player. And I'm just excited. It's just given. It's like I was at rock bottom Sporting City. I was like 5%. I'm shot back up to 70, 75%. I can't wait to go to the next game. Can't wait. Because I see progression and potential again. I've seen for 3 years the club just not progressing, just going day by day. It's grand. This was a sign of intent, and I absolutely love it.
And again, I suppose we can't lose sight of the fact that Dickie already mentioned not to be a miserable bollocks about it. It's just a start, because
this is the thing.
He was a striker in the team that got relegated. But yeah,
it was. But I think if he wasn't there, we would have been automatically relegated. So
100%.
Anyway, move on. Poor Sean Murray. Hi, Sean. Welcome back.
Well, by the multi-year contracts, do we have any idea? Is that a year and a half, or would that be?
That surely means 2 years, is it?
2.5. 2.5. Sean Murray was 2.5 anyway to the end of the 2026 season, so I presume Keats is the same. Might be more for Keats, you never know. But I haven't asked. I'm not sure anybody would tell you anyway, to be honest, you know. But Sean Murray's is 2.5 to the end of 2026 anyway. So you can say that Keats is at least that if maybe a little bit longer.
A golf event, 26 teams showed up. Which golf event was this? Apparently
It's
there
the
was a good
secret one,
turnout.
wasn't it?
Apparently there was a good turnout, it says in the doc
Well,
here.
that's what it says in forums. I don't know much about golf, but 26 apparently turned up, and it was a good turn according to the forum. So
Fair play.
yeah, because I was joking last week that I was 16, but here it's 20. LinkedIn had it online, so I'd imagine 22 of these teams were like non-Cork City, which is, I suppose, what Dermot Rusher wants. He doesn't want to be having events that are, being attended by relying on City fans.
It doesn't have to be funding. It can be networking for.
I'm actually delighted that there weren't City fans.
sponsors
I'm delighted because that's what you want. You want people outside of Cork City. Now, personally, if I wanted to sell an event, I'd be keeping it away from Cork City on the name. I would just be doing it that way anyway. But if 25 or 24 of those teams were from outside of Cork City, well, that's progression. So again, look positive. I don't know. As I said, is 26 teams good? I've been told it's good. I don't know. But if it is, and these are outsiders, fair play.
Dickie, want to weigh in at all? Any idea?
Not really, to be honest with you. It's golf. It is what it is. I still don't.
He's on his
think it is
best
much
behaviour
influence.
tonight, Dan.
Which would you prefer
really,
now?
yeah.
Which would you prefer?
yeah.
Golf or a good game of hurling?
Good game of hurling. Good game of hurling.
Okay. You haven't lost sight of it all. By the way, are you dogging at the moment? Like you are in some car park somewhere, yeah?
Sorry, say that again?
Lisgould. Are you in the woods in Lisgould?
No, but I am at the entrance to the forestry up the back of my place. And
I can see you looking around. Like, is there people walking by?
Every Monday at 7:30, lads.
there's actually a combine harvester in the field over here, and I'm wondering whether you guys can hear it or not. They're cutting silage just over the ditch from me there. Actually, last week, I was up here last week as well recording with Wayne, and I never mentioned it, but there was a
podcast
hare.
Can we say it was an audio recording, not a video recording, just to clarify?
There was a hare ran up the road and shot in here into the forestry, and I was like, strange, like you'd see hares around, but there wouldn't be many of them. Like, I was like, there's just something struck me strange, and 30 seconds later, a fox appeared, sniffing, trying to get the scent of the hare and the rest of it. Like, and he was just walking around the road for ages in front of me, looking at me in the car, like going, what's this guy up to? And then he tried to pick up the scent of the hare again. But I like to think I saved the hare's life by sitting there in the car and taking the fox's interest. I have absolutely no idea what I'm fucking rambling about now, to be honest with you. So
it was commie what you're doing, isn't it?
Well, the fox is the commie anyway, definitely in that scenario.
You threw something into the group chat there. I'm not overly sure what we're going to talk about. A city bus, ?
Yeah, Cork City.
And, and I'm blocked on Twitter as well, so I couldn't see it.
You're still blocked on Twitter?
Oh, I'll be blocked on Twitter forever, I say.
Jesus.
And I would have given plenty of positivity about the Keating thing. Plenty.
City have, nice video as well, by the way, of, what game was it? The women's game? 2 weeks ago?
Oh, for SSE. Yeah, it turned out fair well. Whoever did, was a Mason and work who did the edit. Yeah, fair play.
Fair play.
So I'm getting to meet Gary Hunt in the flesh, actually. We're doing one in Kerry. We're doing one with the finger lickers in 2 weeks' time. Yeah, it's Kerry
Olympian
versus
Gary Hunt, is it?
Kerry versus Cove. Eileen pointed out this earlier. There's an Olympian called Gary Hunt.
No, that is Gary Hunt.
Gary
Hunt.
That? Gary Hunt, Cove manager.
The Cove manager, yeah. He's an Olympian for France, diving. He came 8th today.
Yeah, fair play to him.
Yeah.
I don't know where to go for this. Anyway, the city bus.
Yes, there is Cork City announced that they're organising a bus to Treaty next week, which I'm guessing is an official supporters bus. I'm just getting the what?
It's Friday night.
Friday night, yeah, sorry, Friday. And I just found it strange. They put Owen's number on it in front of like 50,000 Twitter followers, which is kind of, unless it was approved to do it. But anyway, if anyone wants to get the bus to Treaty, contact Owen on the number provided on Twitter. We can't provide it because of GDPR.
Unreal. Do you think the club should start getting involved in things like this a bit more?
Well, they have, so.
Jackie, go on.
No, you asked the question. I just said no. I've always said, in my opinion, the club shouldn't be near buses, and they're not near it. So, wouldn't it be fair? It's the supporters organised buses. Organised bus, they've just advertised it. I think there's grey areas. Yes, well, that's what the tweet says. So I take the tweets at face value. I thought
it was a club
I've
bus.
Always said this. For 4 years, I've said this. I would stay away from buses if I were the club. And to be fair, they're just advertising it. I just wonder, is that a little grey area if something was to happen? Does it come back and say, like, I don't know. I don't think it's a massive point.
Well, it does, because we were told for years that we couldn't be retweeted because they couldn't endorse us with the FAI. So by a retweet, it is endorsing it. This is why I thought it was an official post. So you're saying it's a supporters one?
It's a supporters bus, yeah. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Well, what issues do you see there, Dickie?
I don't see any issues. As I said, it's just a grey area. Like, I mean, if something was to happen, say somebody on the bus went mental, right?
So you're going to name an issue.
And something happened in Treaty, or there was a fella locked, or, you know, that shit happens, like, you know. And if something happened, would it fall back in the club? That's the only question I have, you know.
Okay. I don't think it would. I don't think it could. Some people could try and make it out to, but I wouldn't see fault in the club.
No. That's the point we're making. We're not trying to stir shit. We're just saying that somebody, because you know what social media and life is right now, you say something, people twist it. This is the point I think Deckie's making, is that if something happened, you'd get someone on social media saying, oh, this is the club fucking thing. And this is why we're not saying it's wrong. We're just saying, geez, just be careful. Like, you know, it's like us having a toe tap bus. If something happened, people go, oh, those podcasters are at it again, always causing trouble. That kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Very fair. Very fair. Lads, I think we're actually doing very good for time this week, which is incredible. We're going into the game. Or no, do you know what? We go to the mailbag first.
Are we?
If we even have a mailbag. Yeah, come on. I feel like the mailbag.
Ah, you're the host. Dan, I feel like shaking up a bit, because it's positive comedy watch. We go back to post on Pat Jamaica.
Yeah.
Postman Pat, and in black and white cat.
The cat trace.
Early in the morning, one bag of man is yawning. Him pick up all of the post bag in him hand.
Yeah, man.
A real bad man.
Postman Pat, and he mix up cat.
Him team light skin. All of the birds them singing, but Pat not fool him a roll with the big thing.
Just in case them try to rob him.
I love it.
Eileen,
this is such a happy podcast, isn't it?
Very. It's
feel
gone
like
so quickly as well.
On life at the minute.
Eileen says 6 weeks of daily dedication from Wayne, and the time has come. Who will win Love Island?
Oh, Joey's gone since last night, so I'm kind of. It's got to be the Welsh couple. I think that is written all over, because they'll win the sweetheart vote, as they call it, you know. So Kieran and what's her name? I think I can't remember her name.
Boring Kean Coleman asks, I feel like I'm getting to know Decky so well. He won't mind when I show up to surprise him on his break from the pod. Outside of sport and the birth of your children, if you could revisit any moment of your life, what would that moment be?
Ooh.
Oh, good. Well,
it's quite simple, really.
Well, if it's quite simple, Wayne, you go first, will I?
Carney's goal in Malmo.
He said outside of sport.
Outside of sport.
And the birth of your children. And no wedding day either.
I suppose losing my virginity, I suppose. Is there everyone's kind of one? What else could it be? Like eat my first bag of crisps? Do you know what I mean?
I was thinking like Christmas morning or something. You went straight to dirtiness.
Okay, as a kid, so Jesus. Everything revolves around sport, like.
I was
really
actually
weird.
going to come with a Christmas one, Dan, and then I thought, why do I tell these stories?
Go on.
I stayed at my now wife's house for Christmas. So it wasn't I think it was the night after Stevens's night, and I opened a bottle of wine, and I started playing poker all night. And they had a desktop conservatory, and as I started playing poker all night. And I was going well in the tournament, and I didn't realise I was 3 bottles of wine in, 3 bottles of red wine, 1 bottle of red.
Christ.
This is gospel truth, and everybody's gone to bed because it's, you know, whatever hour tomorrow, and I'm still playing this stupid poker tournament. And I can remember getting up off the chair in the conservatory, walking through the doors into the kitchen, and I slipped, and I hit my head off the kitchen table. So my mother-in-law heard the noise. More people down the house heard it, like, so they came up, and I was on the floor with my head split open, and blood pouring out the back of my head onto the floor, right? So somebody said, you better go down and get to eat. Now, we're not married at the time, and here I am, Christmas. future father-in-law, mother-in-law, brothers-in-law, sister-in-law looking at me, and the ground crumples, head split open, blood pouring everywhere. We're down and guest D and tell her come up here. So they went down. D came into the kitchen, took one look at me and fainted next to me. So the two of us on the two of us on the floor. About 1:30 in the morning, 2 nights after Christmas. Oh my God! Yeah, if ever it could take a moment. Huh?
What age were you?
I'm married, yeah, so this is maybe 20 years ago. I was old enough to know better anyway, Dan. I was 25, 26, whatever it was. I remember sitting on the chair then with my mother-in-law trying to patch my head. Big ice bag of bees on my head, trying to keep the swelling down and the rest of it. Like, you know, just, yeah. I said, I don't know why I tell these stories. But, so, if there's a moment in time I could take back, yeah, probably that one.
Trauma dumping sessions with Decky. Boring Kean Coleman also asks, how's the love life going, Dan? It's there for all the world to see, Keano. Billy Dorney says...
What's this page called again? What's it called again?
Oh, no way.
Shifting with Dan.
I'm going to have a look at this.
Now tell me, Dan, you talked about the club blocking you on Twitter. Is there numerous women around Cork now who have you blocked on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, whatever else there might be, you know?
I don't know the girl who's going viral with me at the moment. There's rumours around she's from Fermoy, because one of my friends said, I think I know her. But I'm not.
Shifting with Don Casey.
And you could see me raise my head up and smile at the end, then it's the fucking...
Jesus Christ.
Fair play to you, boy. I just look, this generation suffers from phones and everything else. Like, we never had that issue.
Well, thank God I wasn't going out with a girlfriend or something, like, Jesus.
164,200 views.
Oh man, a lot of people want to see me shift.
13,500 likes, 1,500 bookmarks, 122 comments, and 4,600 forwards.
Yeah.
This world has gone absolutely mad.
Unbelievable.
Oh, look at the end of it, like.
Marty Morrissey never got that kind of attention back in the day.
Oh, Dan, the poor girl.
Is what it is. It is.
Was the fella behind you licking your shoulder as well?
Yeah. He goes on the show. I know. Anyway, Billy Dorney says, imagine is Shawnee showed up. That'll never happen, though, surely. Never in a million years.
I don't know. It might. But if he does sign, he goes out wide. You're not going to go to a front. So, especially in the first division, or the Premier Division next season. So, Keating's number one, like.
Which City player, Philly Crowley asks, which City players would win medals at the Olympics and in what sports? I wish I had time to think about it. Because,
you need time. Next week.
Right, we'll try keep it in the back of our heads and be thinking something. Decky definitely has something ready to go on. He's smiling away at himself.
No, I was thinking, like, if you had, obviously, the easiest one is diving, but we don't actually have a diver. We don't have somebody who goes down easy. If arguing or winding people up was an Olympic sport, Charlie Lyons with gold medal week in, week out, like, without fail. You know, he's never not at the referee and never not winding up centre forward or somebody on the other side or whatnot. I don't know. After that,
he seems like he'd be good at swimming. He strikes me as someone who'll be good at swimming for some reason. Is that body type that they have?
Yeah, you're right. Actually, I think the kind of stance he has too. Yeah, I could see that.
Brad Wade would pick something like archery or something.
Or he'd be skateboarding or surfing, surely.
Ian Crowley asks, is the club doing its best to get the fans back on side? Signing fan favourite Keats, promoting supporter buses and getting back on board with season tickets, etc. Or is it a lost cause? Well, I thought it was a lost cause, but to be honest, after the past week, then all of a sudden it isn't. So
it's never a lost cause. I said it last week. It's never a lost cause. You just got to start it. But the trick is the trick is to keep doing it. There's no point in doing it half-arsed and stop doing it. You got to keep doing it now. Good start. Keep going.
100%. Ian Crowley also asks, on a more personal note, what would be your go-to Olympic event to compete in?
Synchronised eating.
Synchronised eating.
Oh, it's a bad joke. It's a decky joke. Don't worry about it.
I'd love to do the skeleton in the Winter Olympics. You know, you go
like the bobsleigh one, is it?
Yeah, your head first. It's a luge, but your head first. I think it's the best sport you could do. I think the weirdest one is definitely the 2-man luge. That's a bit strange and weird, but people like it. But yeah, I'd love to do the skeleton. That's what I'd love to do.
I love handball. I never fitting on. There was never handball around play, but if I could have a go off handball as my go-to sport, that would definitely be right. Because I love watching. I only watch it every 4 years.
It's strange you can't do it like in Ireland because it's the perfect sport for all the indoor courts we have.
Yeah, it's true, and it suits our climate and our weather and everything else. But I was asking during the week, because the Olympics ran a couple of days and everybody's tweeting about badminton because badminton on, and then there's fellas tweeting about archery because archery's on, and kind of going like, really, there was one of the amigos tweeting about badminton the other night, and just we're all experts in everything, just like, come on, lads.
I'd say javelin or hammer throw. Javelin or hammer throw, something with a
you can use guns.
Yeah.
There's no shifting in the Olympics.
Connor, the squad is looking great. We have a hungry and passionate manager. The backroom staff is a mixture of experience and talent. A few changes around in the squad, and I firmly believe City could finish mid-table next season. Wayne Mullins, you look a bit perplexed there, do you?
Decky's can answer this one.
Host squad looking great. Genuinely, it's in the first division, brilliant. But we're focused now on next year, and this is what I mean about it. It can't be this. I was getting messages off people. Yes, Keats is back. I've completely changed my opinion on next year. I'm like, why? Keats was part of the side that got relegated, obviously via the playoff and whatnot. But you have to put more around it. You have to put better. I can't, and not going to stop me. So for me, as I said, Keats coming back is actually the first step. It's not the last step. I think a lot of people are treating it like the last step. And, I don't think that's the way to look at it at all. And I just say on the backroom staff there and things like that was mentioned, the backroom staff looking, as far as I'm aware, none of the backroom staff who are out of contract have been approached yet by the club about deals for next year and whatnot. So we're 15 points clear at the top of the league. It might be beneficial from the club to maybe start nailing down Tim's backroom staff for next year as well. In my humble opinion, of course.
Henry says, with the return of Keating, will he take Sean Murray's place of top paid player? I don't know who wants to take that.
Don't know. Because I don't know what anybody is on. I don't want to know what anybody is on, to be honest with you. We can make presumptions. But I don't know. As I said, all I know for definite is that Ruairi Keating's up okay by coming back to St. After that, I genuinely don't know. And as I said, it's one thing we never really do speculate on how much players are earning. As I've always said, they deserve to earn as maximum that they possibly can, as much as they possibly can. Whatever they're being paid, I hope they get paid more next year.
Jack Keller says, how long is Keating's contract, and which emotion is everyone on the pod fundamentally feeling the last 2 days? Well, it said the 2.5 years. Fundamentally feeling, Jackie, what's your overriding emotion? Positivity?
Positive, of course. I know everybody seems like this big, mad, cranky, negative fan, and I am that way a lot of the time. First minute, but as we said at the start, when there's positive things to be positive about, we will. It's just we want this club to do so well, so badly, that you don't stop striving. If we sign 3 Ruairi Keatings, I want to sign a 4. If we sign Baresi and Maldini as the 2 centre backs, then I want to sign Buffon to play in goal. That's just the way I am. It's it's never enough. It's never ever enough until we're at the pinnacle, until we're at the top, and until we get there, then I just believe the fan base should keep pushing. So get us back there. That's the way I'd always look.
When?
Yes.
Fundamental. What one word?
We can't do it one word. As everyone knows, I'm not the one to overreact ever. I'm never too high, never too low. I'm always in between, right? I am absolutely ecstatic.
That's 2 words. Fair play.
I'm ecstatic. Erect.
Anthony Falvey says, petition to rename the Jack Lynch tunnel to the Ruairi Keating tunnel. Richie says, credit to Usher, and that bites the throat to say Keating, Murray and new training ground are great developments. If only he would stop the pettiness with fans on social media, everything would be looking on the up. Mark says, training ground, question mark. Decky or the training ground man, I feel like.
Last I heard, it was still in the pipeline. I was on to somebody yesterday who said, club in question, if there was an awful lot of work done on the grounds, etc. I genuinely don't know if that work has been done in conjunction with Cork City, whether it's done in preparation for Cork City, whether Cork City are the ones who have,
Where's that now?
quietly funded. We haven't said yet, have we? So
No. Do you want to say it?
no,
Why
I
not?
don't really. Yes. I think everybody got it the last. But look,
Wonderful on Twitter.
Richie asks, his next question is, when are the club moving to Mayfield? Question mark. So that was going to be the follow-up anyway. So
don't know.
Good man, Richie.
Don't know is the honest answer. No, I presume it'll be the off-season. Wait, see what
I
happens.
like Richie, whoever he is.
we have one of the GMs here. It says, why are people praising Usher? It's Clancy signing. When Caulfield signed the player, we didn't thank Pat Lyons, did we?
Who's answering that question, Declan?
I was just going to say, Wade doesn't seem like a man who wants to be the one answering.
Do you know what? It's nice to be nice, doing the right thing. I get it. I totally get it. Why? But I suppose, I don't know. Do you know, I just think that everyone deserves credit from top to bottom. From even, it's just a fabulous signing. So I don't know. Yeah. If you want to congratulate, they can do what they want. People can do. This is the thing. People can do what they want. They can say what they feel. As long as it doesn't cross the line, there's no problem. So if people want to congratulate them, they can. But it's up to them. Fair play, I say to everybody.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with Scotty, but I think the reasoning is simply because Dermot has kind of, whether it was intentionally or unintentionally, has kind of put himself front and centre of a lot of the things that happen around the club and at the club, So when something good happens, fan base automatically say, well, that's down to Dermot Usher, brilliant. In the same way that when we got relegated, the fan base said, well, this is a bad thing, and that's down to Dermot Usher as well. So, and I think that's the way it's going to go. Ideally, we'd move away from that and it would all become about football again, and it would be the football club is responsible for this and responsible for that. But I don't think the fan base is going to make that jump. So, to be fair, if Dermot's going to get it in the neck when things go badly, then he's also going to be praised when it goes well. But I think Dermot needs to realise that as well. He can't only have one side of that, which is the praise. It's fantastic, as Scotty said, he's getting praise, but he has to realise that when he is getting praise, he's also going to get criticism then when things don't go well. And there will be times next year, guaranteed, no matter what happens, and things don't go well, criticism will come to the club's doorstep, and it will probably come to Dermot Usher's doorstep because that's just the way things work.
Jake O'Brien to Everton. Well, it's not a question, just a question over Jackie. How happy are you that Jake O'Brien is going to the Toffees?
O'Brien's a good player. I'm not sure Everton is a good club for him at the moment. Everton's an absolute basket case of football club. Been run into the ground over 20 years. There's 2 takeovers after falling through in the last 6 months. It lacks a little bit of stability. He'll get game time there, which works in his favour massively. I just think a more stable club environment might be better for him. Everton fan base, people think Cork City fans are tough on players. There's probably not a tougher fan base in Europe on their own players than Everton. Goodison is brilliant when Everton are winning. When things are going badly, and it's not an hour in, it's 10 minutes in, 15 minutes. They are on the players' backs non-stop. So it can be, when it's not going well, a difficult place to play. But I think he will play, and obviously if they move Branthwaite on, then he's almost guaranteed. But I have a feeling Dice is going to 3 centre-backs, with wing-backs, so I think he's going to play a lot anyway alongside Branthwaite and James Tarkowski. Best of luck for him. I hope it works out magnificently for him. Obviously, we're going to pick up some funding from it, probably around 300,000. Brilliant. Owner said it's going to pay down debt. That's what it's going to be used for. That's what it's going to be used for. That's what was stated on the podcast. I did ask the question, what debt? Nobody ever answered that question, so it is what it is,
Half time. That concludes the first half. Total Tapper. Come back in the second half. We'll have the Kerry review. Let's see who we play next.
Treaty United.
The Treaty preview, and probably some other shite there as well, like old Gary Hunt or something.
Or Gary.
Yeah, he's a very nice man.
Hey,
Hey, Toe Tapper! As you know, everything is increasing in price. Extra small clothes, anger management classes, raw liver is the same price as gold. And kids' sweets used to have 20 per pack and now only have 5 in each one. And Jack Doherty is on course to score 100 goals. And he's going to bleed us dry. We need you to help the gang by joining our Patreon for exclusive pods, news, and much more. For a £5 a month, you can ensure that Wayne doesn't smash up his laptop, that Dan has really small clothes, Eileen is satisfied, and Declan gets lots and lots of jellies. Head to patreon.com/ToeTap to support the cause.
Welcome back to part 2 Toe Tapper. It is now time for Kerry review. The Finger Lickers were in town. City 2, Kerry 0. Just City bundling it over the line. Get the first goal off the mark. Decky, your thoughts on the game as a whole?
Look, what I mean, walking, like, it's the same as the week before and the week before that, the week before that. Like, there wasn't a whole lot happening up until the point that Charlie Lyon scores. There was very little happening, especially from half-time onwards. It was a poor game. It was, again, probably a poor performance. But look, I'm sorry, like, and I don't want to bore people. Teams in this division just aren't good enough to exploit us when we don't play well. And we didn't play well the other night, and Kerry just weren't good enough to exploit us. We had the discussion last week, Scotty, with Anthony, or Anto, from the Kerrymen pod about Ryan Kelleher and that. Like, for me, Friday night finishes the Ryan Kelleher conversation. Didn't get a kick again. Charlie Lyons had him in his pocket all night, you know. If you're going to be a Premier Division level striker, he has to do much better than he did on Friday night. That's not me being harsh on him or anything else. It's just, that's stating the way I saw it. There wasn't a whole lot to take out of the game. Barry Coffey scores a great goal. It's actually a very, very good corner from Jack Doherty. You know, sees Barry in space and pings it right to him. Like, I mean, right on the money, and Barry finishes it very well. As I said, there's not a whole lot to say. Like, there's no point in trying to break it down.
There'll be loads to say when Keating's back.
Well, that's the thing, you know. As I said, like, it's always going to sound now like I'm criticising Keane Murphy, and I'm not when I talk about a 9. But, like, put a decent 9 in that side, and I'm convinced everything changes. Genuinely am, and I can't wait to see it on Friday night, and I hope I'm right. Genuinely hope I'm right.
Wayne Mullins, any thoughts on the game, or just all the big blur now at this stage?
It's all well. It's great when Decky talks. I got to watch the whole 100 meters men's semi-final there now.
You could have watched it
literally
a million times
They all
over.
walked out. They all called their names. They swam 100 meters, and I got to see the whole thing. So this is great. Yeah, look, the game was 3 points in the bag. I thought the first goal was classic Cork City. I think it was you, Decky, said it. It's the most Cork City goal ever. Like, we had 67% of the possession, 23 shots, 5 on target. The passing was 77%, which not great. It was 3 points in the bag. It wasn't great to watch, but again, we didn't have Ruairi Keating. I do think that the 4 up front of Keating, if you've Dykesteal, Doherty and Cahill, I think it's going to be very good to watch because we have a finished product, an end product, and this is it's going to be a huge difference, I think. But we do need another backup striker. I think we should try and get someone else in. I know we can wait till after the window. I think we can get it until October. Is that when the free transfer window closes? September, maybe? It's after the English window anyway.
You've another month, so you've till the end of August. So the English window
is not open until after the English transfer window closes.
English window normally closes in the middle of August.
Oh, is it okay? All right. Well, yeah. If we can get another striker in, maybe someone different, a proper target man, tall fella, I think it'll be the word to go. But yeah, back to the game. It wasn't great. I don't remember much of it really. I was just sitting down, kind of watching it, and the Olympics was on the same time. I did plan on going to it, but I couldn't make it in the end. But yeah,
you'll be there for Keating's return.
Absolutely. I would have gone Friday. I just last minute I couldn't go. So I just stayed and watched the Olympics and the match on TV.
It is now time for the most prestigious award in world football. It is the Toe Tap MVP. Do we have a jingle for it?
We did, didn't we? Isn't that on the machine? The other machine.
It's only on the other machine, is it?
Is this it? No, that's not it.
That'll do. Charlie Lyons with 36% of the vote. Gregory Bolger in second place with 25%. Cathal O'Sullivan in third on 20%. And Bartholomew Coffey on 19%. We also asked, or stated, another victory for the city. Give us your 5-word reaction, one for each Olympic ring. That Russian name meme page replies, Philly's going to the gulag. Billy Dorney says, get us out of here. Duncan Noonan says, kingdom come, thy will be done. Billy Dorney says, limp mode. Wayne says, my heart isn't going on. Celine Sacre Bleu. Tony Tobin says, I will in me hoop. Yeah, we all know you were drinking. Eileen says, très bien, where is Celine? Ian Crowley says, Charlie scored with his Mickey? Question mark. Sean says, Howie's home. Everything's très bien. Topper says, better than Olympic ceremony anyway. Garrett the single dingle Berry Barry says, having balls makes you score. Philly Crowley says, tough watch for 60 mins. Roy O'Sullivan says, almost back where we belong. Fiona C says, extra security for kids' autographs. Eyes up to the sky emoji. Anthony Falvey says, dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze. Thomas says, ref getting commissioned for cards. Richie says, pass the wet wipes, please. Cablo Rigo says, bottom of your pint feeling. Connor says, ref giving cards at Christmas. Nukulele says, division lacks vavavoom. Sketch says, it's just too far. It's just too effing easy. Jack Eller says, ground passing, utter woke nonsense. Michael Delaney says, honey, I shrunk Sean McGrath. Beer-bellied Hoofer says, mange tout. Bonnet de douche. Beer-bellied Frost.
Munch 2, Dan.
What does that mean? I have no idea.
Only Fools and Horses reference. Del Boy. Munch 2, Rodney. Munch 2.
You also follows it up with, when you're shite, you're shite. Any particular standout there from our toast appers?
I do like the Del Boy. I like the Del Boy reference to the shit French to tie in the Olympics in Paris and the rest of it.
These are all kind of null and void because Keats wasn't around, so I wouldn't take any notice. It's changed. Everything has changed now. We start again. Yeah.
Force, lads. We forgot to mention Gokwe needs to get his hands in some Force merch.
Do you know what? It's very nice, isn't it? I do like a circle crest.
Very nice. I actually might cop one myself.
Yeah, and it's been sourced from someone quite good. A friend of the pod. One would say a friend of the pod.
Sport Bachman.
Who
Surely
knows?
we have that. Is that jingle knocking around anywhere? That was hilarious.
It has to be there somewhere.
Come on, please. Just want to hear that. We haven't played it in so long.
Okay, you know what? It's back next week. We're having it back. We're bringing all the old jingles. We're bringing Boston back and everything. Next week we're going to have a big party because we're going to have Shawnee Maguire. We're going to have Gary Buckley. The whole lot. We're going to do the whole. We'll have a party next week.
Boston's up to something at the moment as well, wasn't he?
He re-signed for Dordrecht.
Yeah, he went back to the Dutch First Division.
Where are we here now? Game preview. Treaty away. The Jason Shanahan Derby. Does Keith start?
Yes.
100%, surely. There's not much to say here. Who's in, who's out, and ultimately your score prediction. Decky, we'll start with you here.
Well, like Scotty said, if you have that front four, like Shield one side, Cahill the other side, Doherty behind Ruairi Keating. Remember we went up there against they sat in the low block. We couldn't break them down. It finished 0-0. They came down here and did the same thing, and we really struggled again. So we know what they're going to do because they've done it twice and it's worked for them both occasions. So now we should be prepared for what we're going to face. And I think there'll be, a bit of an emotional response as well, Dan, maybe, from the players. There was guys who were there last year, who played with Rory last year, who know what the club means to Rory. They should all be kind of this week walking that little bit taller as well. So I would expect guys like Barry Coffey and Keane Coleman and these players to raise their game as well and say, right, Rory's back. I know he's going to pick the level up, so now I need to pick my level up as well, So I think there'll be an emotional response from the fan base. It's just a pity the first game isn't at home, which there's nothing you can do about that. It is only up the road. Somebody from Treaty actually messaged me on Sunday morning, ironically enough, saying, you surely get a bigger allocation than you got last time. Because obviously there was all the hassle about tickets and that last time. And I messaged them back and said, I don't think it'll matter, to be honest, which I can't see any more than 300 travelling the way we're playing and the way things are going. Like, there isn't much interest there. And then 3 or 4 hours later, I'm going back to him, well, look, yeah, forget that. Give us as many tickets as you possibly can, please, because we'll take every last one of them, So, I think I'm expecting an emotional response from everybody, from the fans, players, Keats. If Keats scores, it's just going to be bed. It will be bedlam in that away end if he scores. Remember that's the back of that stand collapsed against Galway that time in the playoff when it was Galway and Waterford. When Waterford fans were in there, they'll bring the whole structure down around him if Keats scores on Friday night. They've absolutely.
I think he will.
Maybe for the infrastructure of Marcus Field, it would be better if he doesn't.
Wayne, we were saying who's in, who's out in your prediction. Were you off watching the swimming or something again? You're on mute there.
I was watching the swimming. Have you seen it? No?
No, what's happening?
He won a bronze medal.
Who did?
Mona McSherry.
All right, okay.
0.01 of a second. Madness. Keats in. He'll rotate again. He always rotates 2 or 3 players, except for the back line will always be the same. But I think he'll rotate one in the midfield, one in the wing, one in the right or on the left. And at the end of the day now, the rest of the games this season is just about preparing for next season now, I think. We've got the player and we needed to work around, so it's up to Tim Clancy to figure out how to play him. I think the defensive style suits him, so I think we might see more of him next season than this season, the attacking style. But I'm just looking out to see what kind of style of player we're going to play now, because I think it's from now on we got to just try and figure out what we're doing next season, because we are going up, and it's going to be either Drogheda or Dundalk, if not both, going down. So it's going to be tough. There could be no weaklings up there, really. So we got to prepare for next season. I'm going to enjoy that now because I'm looking at a different perspective. I've seen now that we're trying to progress. I see now we're trying to prepare for next season. So there's no more getting stressed and worked up about shit football. This now for me is about preparing for next season, and I love that kind of stuff. It's 12 games of pre-season basically.
Yeah. I guess one thing that Dickie maybe half alluded to was like he's going to set the standards now. That everyone else is going to up their game, surely, or should be.
Absolutely. And I wouldn't go hard. If Keating doesn't score for 4 or 5 games, I wouldn't be going hard on him because it is going to be a different style we're going to try. But yeah, he's going to set a standard now. And he's a Premier Division player, no doubt about it, playing in the First Division. So let's get ready for it.
Score prediction. And who's scoring? Wayne will stick with you.
3-0 Keating hat-trick.
I'm just saying he gets 1 and City ultimately win 2-0. Decky?
He took my 2-0 off me, so I'll say 3-1 just to be different. Look, 3 are going to be tough to break down. We know that from the 2 times we played them already. Can I just say, I'll follow up very quickly on something Scotty said there about he wouldn't be surprised if Rory does better next year than he does this year. That was also the case the last time we were in the first. Because teams sit in against us. There isn't room behind to run into, etc. Whereas we're in the Premier Division next year, teams would push up and try and press us, and we'll be the one in more the defensive mode, which gives them a lot of room to run into when we can break and when we can fast break and transition, use all the basketball terminology, counter attack. So I think that wouldn't surprise me at all. Well, look, it's just a great end to the season. I think we will struggle to break them down maybe first half, but an early goal changes everything. If we could grab one early, it would be monumental. 3-1. 32 for Marymount, Keats, and the City fans go so wild. Whole stand behind the goal collapses.
Do you know what we need now to really create the buzz? Is a Doherty Penenka.
Oh,
all's forgiven then.
12 games left.
We won't be on pens now, surely.
Keating now. Yeah, Keating now. Our Keating would be good to us, he'd be like, all right, well.
Will we open up to any player scoring a Penenka? Will we do that, will we?
Yeah.
Okay. Ratified.
Dickie's room 101.
Oh, how can I want to change anything now, Dan? It's just no, leave it off. I've been too positive in my thought processes from last Sunday to even think of anything, to be honest with you. So next week. There might be something next week.
Wayne, it's time to go to Penenka Patrol.
I've been jacking up, beating my meat. You left me and What else can I do? 'Cause my wet dreams are just getting true.
I have to be honest here on that one. I was like, I think it's had its day.
Do you think?
I think the checking off. It can come back sparingly, I think, but I was not feeling that one at all. Not feeling that one at all. Decky, what are your thoughts on it?
That's all the shifting you're after doing. You're not too bad about jacking off now. Well, like, I thought we had buried it prior to the season, and that was my attitude. And
that was never going to happen.
Then he brought it back for Panenka Patrol and the rest of the rest. So I don't know is the honest answer. I mean, things are continually evolving and changing, so we'll see what happens. Like, we've now moved from Jack being Panenka Patrol to everybody being Panenka Patrol, so it may not even be applicable going forward.
Oh yeah, we'll refer to it in last week. Did Jack Doherty score Panenka, or did anyone score Panenka this week for €250 for the much needed facilities in Marymount? No, Jesus Christ! I think this whole thing has had its day anyway. Christ almighty! Oh my God! Gary Hunt under pressure. Do we have an under pressure?
No, he's not under pressure at all. No, nobody's under pressure today. They're pressure free. Everyone is clean slate. Everybody,
including Gary Hunt, French diver.
Gary Hunt, French diver, finished 8th position in the men's 10-metre dive today. Not under pressure. Fair play to him. 40 years old, Gary Hunt.
Gary Hunt probably is 40 years old, is he?
Probably. It's the same fella, so yeah.
Come here, just before we go, and it's the end of the thing, like, well, poor old Sean Murray didn't even get a mention. An acknowledgement of the fact that, you know what, he also signed another guy who wants to be at Cork City, another guy who wants to stay here and wants to
it's like
play
the Simpsons
us,
meme where it's like the dogs on the TV and it's like, and then the cat goes up. It's like, go out of the way, you. It's like, it's kind of like that. Sorry, Sean Murray.
Are we ending the pod so? Because you know what the final song we're going to play is, don't you?
Do you not want to say anything nice about Sean Murray before you do end the pod?
I remember Sean. I remember Sean Murray. I'd say 12 years ago playing Football Manager, and he was in my he was in my team. So I know Sean Murray. I have great time for Sean Murray. He's a fantastic player as well. But still, this is about Ruairi Keating, you know,
and Rowan Keating, because we get to play that song. Yes,
we do.
One song goes, one song comes in.
Sorry, I started.
Come on.
Lads, you have to do more for Sean. Like, you have to do more. You have to acknowledge.
You right? Do a little Patreon episode on Sean Murray there, and we'll edit it later. Thanks for remembering, Sean. You're back for 2 years. Great, love it. Great player.
Anyway,
but this is all about Keating's. Like, it's all about Rory and Ronan. I'm afraid.
Are we hitting the outro music now? I feel like we should need to talk as it's.
See, the problem is the music's too loud, so if we talk over it, it doesn't really work well, because Decky has the perfect kind of, he raises it just as he kind of, you know what? Adios.
Adios.
I got to start it from the start. Sorry, lads. There we go. Adios.
It's amazing how you can speak right to my heart.
We're still here. This isn't the edited laughter. Like, we're listening to the full thing.
You can light up the dark.
I just get very emotional. You know, I really do. Look at my eyes.
She's tearing up. Do you remember when he got his goal against Sligo? When he came back.
I'm just so happy he's here. We can give him his MVP trophy too.
Just really better get that.
That's the big thing.
Jeez, even Decky's singing and he never does.
I have the note in my head.
Oh God. The buzz is back, lads. You see yes.
When you score lots of gold.
We go for another round of it. We stop it. We won't actually.
Remember?
I was here for it.
I'm here for it. He saved the cat out of the tree.
What? The Turner's Cross cat?
What?
I know, you played the music and you said, remember the time he saved the cat out of the tree? I do. Remember the time he stopped the bus from knocking down the old woman crossing the road? I do, you know.
Oh, right,
you build them up and you build them up to, like, you know, he's
Adios.